The Dallas Cowboys are soft. I'm Mike Fisher, your trusty and trusted reporter. This is the Fishbowl. That is the Star, where the Cowboys are licking their wounds and going through coaching meetings. They'll do the across the hall thing here pretty soon, where the Cowboys offensive players meet with the defensive coaches and kind of self-scout themselves, and vice versa. I wonder if what they'll find is the same thing that some educated critics are finding: soft. Thank you to BetUS for being a part of our program today, for sponsoring what we do here. If you followed me for years, and I've covered the Cowboys for 35 years as a beat writer, you might be familiar here on the Fish Report and at CowboysCountry.com. 72,000 fish heads in Cowboy Nation should be aware of this. My view is, for the most part, if you played high school football in Texas, you're probably not soft. My view is, for all the sports writers and fans who ever say that, I've always said, I wish I could invite you to come down on the sideline for the opening kickoff of a game. At least the old style kickoffs, when guys were killing each other, running 20 miles an hour into each other and killing each other. And you would never, and just the sound alone would make you not say that. So soft is a word that, because it really is about questioning another man's manhood, and it's questioning, in the case of pro football players, these guys are risking their neck in a literal sense for our entertainment. So I really don't go there. It's a word that, even in the wake of what happened, as I witnessed in person, Cowboys 47-9 loss to the Lions at AT&T Stadium. I'm not comfortable. Maybe I'm too soft. Maybe I'm too soft to call him soft. The trigger word is soft. And in football, it's a dirty word. In sports, it's a dirty word. The guy who runs out of bounds when we needed one more yard, he gets called that. The basketball player who won't take a charge because it might hurt, he gets called that. That baseball player who, on an inside pitch, just refuses to lean into it a little bit so I can get a man on base because it'll hurt. These are sports things. We applaud, Jack Youngblood of the Rams. He had a broken leg and kept playing. We applaud that, as unwise as that seems. Most of us have been there. I've got an ankle bone where there's no bone, because on our big competitive softball team in Colorado, I broke my ankle. They put a cast on it, and I kept playing. I played catcher. we only had 10 guys. Played catcher, and I ran around the bases with a cast on a broken ankle. Boy, it was so important. Whatever. Head coach Mike McCarthy this week urged the media to, quote, be careful in using that adjective, soft, to describe his 3-3 team. And his caution is appropriate. I'm not asking you to think, you get to be angry. You get to yell soft at your TV set and any other word you want to use. You get to. My job calls for more rationality than that. I've met with him. I've spoken to him. I've stood next to him. Soft relatively to the world is the wrong word. But how about relative to how to win football games? So along come the pundits. And I'm not talking about some slapdick sports writer. I'm not talking about some pencil neck geek. I'm not talking about some shock jock. I got guys who've been there, who've lived it, who have been the guys who've risked their non-pencil necks for our entertainment. I got 3 of them. I got Damian Woody. I got Devin McCourty. And I got friend of the show, Red Ball, former Cowboy player and coach, Jason Garrett. Diddly diddly dink. Really? Jason Garrett is lining up on that side of the aisle too? Thank you again to BetUS for the support of the show. Don't forget, guys, head on over to betus.com, use the promo code YouTube150, and you get a nice 150% deposit bonus up to $2,000. Boom, boom, boom. It's fun. I know not everything about being a Cowboy fan is fun right now, but BetUS is fun. Thank you, BetUS. Here's what Damian Woody says, longtime NFL player. And listen to how respectful he's being. Again, this isn't shock jockey. This is real. Quote, the Cowboys are soft. And for me to use the word soft, Damian Woody, you're basically attacking a player's manhood. The game of football, very simple. Just watch what goes on in the trenches. They can't move anybody up front on offense, and on defense, the line of scrimmage gets moved 3 or 4 yards backwards. No one's getting touched at the line of scrimmage. So he's not screaming soft to try to get your attention. He's analyzing it and being very careful to say, I hate to say it, but soft. He says no scheme's going to correct that. Along comes McCourty. He's on Football Night in America, of course, on NBC. Same thing. He's not trying to clickbait you. Right now, Dallas's defense, they just look soft out there, McCourty said. It's David Montgomery running over people, and they're grabbing at his jersey, which is true. That didn't happen just once, and it didn't happen to just one guy. They're just not a tough football team right now. Okay. Those two players, former players, Woody and McCourty, have no connection with the Cowboys. They have no reason to have empathy with the Cowboys. They don't know the guys. They just know what they watch on film. And their opinion deserves respect, especially because their opinion is so measured. They are being careful with the word soft. They're using it, but they're being careful with it. They understand the ramifications. This is, coward of the county stuff. Everybody called Tommy the coward of the county. Till he shot them all up, dead. Now to Jason Garrett. Now, he's also on Football Night in America. I've known Jason Garrett have my relationship with him for 30 years. Friend of the show. Made a lifetime commitment to playing and coaching in the NFL and has his devotion to Dallas. Remember now, these guys are his guys, a lot of them. From Red Ball on national TV. They're not physical on either side of the ball. They can't run it. They're not controlling the line of scrimmage. Everything's on deck. Every time the ball is snapped, they can't stop the run. He didn't dare say the dirty word, but I bet he was thinking it. He can't. That's his. It's his guys. McCarthy is right to say that we should be careful. But McCarthy said something else, too, in review on Monday. He mentioned that there's a belief problem and a trust problem. Diddly diddly dink. There is? I know. But it's wild that he said it. I know there is. You know there is. We've explained why there probably was going to be, dating all the way back to February. McCarthy, quote, to me, it goes back to the details, the belief in the details, the trust not being as connected Ugh. Guys start guessing. The guessing is obviously it's a negative in the end. The guessing isn't a slap in the face. The guessing makes it sound like, oh, guys are trying. They're just trying too much, too hard. They're trying wrong. But a lack of belief and trust in the details and in being connected, the head coach is offering up an indictment of his own program. I appreciate his honesty. He says, I think it was more of that, more of this, more of the guessing, more of the, but more of the guessing and more of the lack of trust and more of the belief, that's more of everything. And it leads to this awful accusation. I want to hear your comments. I want to read your comments. Get in, get on, be good. I'll review all of them. Only 3 slappies allowed here. Fish at 6 weeknights or whenever we damn please on the channel. I invite you, of course, also to go to cowboyscountry.com and please enjoy yourselves at BetUS. BetUS, thank you for your sponsorship. The Dallas Cowboys are soft. Listen, I'm just a broken down old sports writer. I didn't play pro football. I didn't play college football. What do I know? So I hesitate to call a pro football player. I hesitate to say it to you soft. I'm not sure I'd call you that. There's really only one guy that I can think of that I would actually call that. He who shall not be named. This leads to an awful accusation. The Dallas Cowboys are soft. I'm just a broken down old sports writer. I'm hesitant to say it. I'm hesitant to use the words, but that's not stopping a whole bunch of guys who have lived the life from speaking that apparent truth, that damning apparent truth.